Yo, what's up guys? We're going to be picking up where we left off from part 1. If you didn't catch that, I do suggest you go check it out just so you know what we're doing. So yeah, today is a packed episode covering how I make 5-star parks, a really cool tram intersection that avoids clogging up the main entrance to our city, and we're also going to start migrating our industry into the designated section. End of the last episode, we made our first tram about, and we want it fairly symmetrical on the other side. I'm not going to measure it, I'm going to do that for you now. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I've deleted the power lines that were going through here because they were getting in my way. So let's very quickly just pop those back in. I'm going to use the underground ones because it's so close now, it really doesn't matter. Top tip for using these underground ones, pop them in the water when you can. Because you can't necessarily see them, because you literally can't see them. If I popped one here, for example, look what happens to the square space here. All of a sudden you can't build on it. Now, that's pretty obvious when you're in this mode, but when you're trying to place down a building and you can't work out, why can't I place this here? You then realise you've just got to go in here and then delete it. And it can just be a bit annoying. Whereas if you keep it in the water, you're probably not going to be building on the water unless you're building a bridge. So keeping it out of the way helps. And then just remember that when you eventually expand down around here, you can just get rid of it. So I'm going to move this pump eventually just away from the residential. It's noisy, it's in the way. We've expanded this way, so I don't really mind too much. So we've now got our 2 roundabouts at each end. Turning spots for the trams right here. Let's put another one in here because we do want it to come down round back up here. So the question is, do we just want the tram to continue and turn around, or do we want an actual... I think, yeah, let's do it slightly differently. Yeah, let's just do something ever so slightly different. Let's grab this tram road. So any cars coming around can turn around. If they want to turn right, they can still go round here. They'll just have to go round the roundabout. I was about to say go round the roundabout. It's more of a square about, and then they can go right as much as they like. I think that's looking good. Let's grab our park entrance. We'll use the city park. Let's see if we can get this centre. Yep, that'll be perfect. Perfectly in the middle there. We could probably make this a little smaller. I'm tempted. Yeah, let's make this just ever so slightly smaller. It's going to destroy some of these houses. I'm not too fussed. To be honest, I probably don't want houses in there anyway. What we could have is another maybe small park. We could even put a car park in there. That makes sense. We'll do that later though. Right, we've got our tram turnarounds here, here and here. Let's upgrade this road. Then I'm going to show you my top tip for getting trams across roundabouts. Then we'll put in the actual lines themselves. So give me 2 seconds and I'll upgrade this road. So now we come to the center roundabout. This is the main exit and entrance to our city right now. Even though we're going to have others later on and access to those others, this is still the center core of our city, potentially the busiest area. What you might be tempted to do straight away is, with not using the road ones, but if we use the tram only roads, you might be tempted to do something like this. Bring it across like that. So that would absolutely work. However, what you've just done here is, when the trams come across here, they're going to cut across the roundabout, stopping traffic, or you could even make the trams give way, but then you're going to back the trams up and you're just causing even more traffic. This is a very bad idea, having trams cross the main road like this. So what are your options? We could get rid of this. And now what I like to do is, you could back here, potentially branch off here, go up in the air and along here, and then do that for each of the roads here. So back here, here and here, have this road branch off like this, and then go up in the air, like there, and across. Okay, now I know that's ugly, but what you could absolutely do that would work. Now, there is a problem with this. And I'll explain the problem, and it's to do with this bit here, and it's not to do with the cross junction, because we could get rid of that cross junction there, okay? So the problem being that if they're coming from down here, round here, the tram's going to be coming along this section of the road here, and it's not any bother at all to turn right and come off here. No, that's no bother at all. But when it's coming the other way, when it's coming this way and it needs to get up onto there, you are now once again, you're crossing the line of traffic. You're going to cause traffic to back up here, or for trams to back up here. And that's also bad news because of the increased traffic that will cause. So here's my top tip. First of all, let's just make some room, because we've got a school here. Let's move the school to down here for the moment. I know they're going to be unhappy, but I don't care. I think I'm also tempted to move this. I'm very tempted to move this. Yeah, let's move this. They've got to do a little bit of wiggling to get through, but it's fine. That's fine. Also, just make a little bit of more room here. Now, using the one-way tram only, so this one here, what I do is, so the tram's coming along this side, so let's make the junction far away from the roundabout. Let's choose here. I'm going to use the Anarchy mod now, because it makes it far neater if I use the Anarchy. Because what I can do is this, then down underground. And we'll make that nice and long, because the Anarchy will just do it, and it might not actually be like enough room to come down. Let's say there. Okay. Now if a tram's coming along this way, we can do the opposite. So you can probably already see what I'm doing here, but let me pop in the other ones, and then you'll see what I think is the genius of this method. And that's it complete. So you can see what I've done here. We've got one-way tram lines coming off of this main road. So if it's coming along this way, it will duck under this way, and then if it's coming along the opposite way, it will come out from this way. Meaning the trams will never cross, well, they'll only cross the smallest amount of traffic. It won't literally cross 4 lanes of traffic, or the opposite side. Keeping these bits away from the main roundabout, and also try not to have junctions too close to them as well, because when they pop out sometimes they can get caught up. Converting these back to non-tram roads, you can see it, especially if I bring up the white space here. There you go, you can see what I've done. Nice and simple, just a one-way system. That means with ease the trams can come straight through this entire area with turning spots. So let's actually get that in, I think. First up, tram depot. Now it's out of the way, let's put in the actual tram route itself. I think what we'll do is we're going to start at this park. Definitely pop one in here. Let's have one just before this junction, before it leaves the area. Now this is going to take a little bit of thought, because if you pop one right here, if there's multiple trams coming out at once, because they might be slightly bunched up, this entire area is going to be blocked. So I think I'll pop it down here, so hopefully they won't get too blocked up. One for the high school. Now I'm just going to randomly guess where I think they might want to be dropped off, because we haven't actually expanded over this way too much yet. And then just mirror it on the other side. These ones are probably a little close. I'll probably move those in a second. And complete the line. Let's just very quickly move those one away. These are a little close, but I'm not too fussed. I'm not too bothered. Yeah, that should be fine. And there you have it. We have finally put in our master tram line. This is going to be a major point of transport for the citizens getting around this centre core of the city. Later on we are going to be putting in more. The citizens love it when they've got lots of options. Lots of options in terms of they can pick the tram. Later on we spoke about potentially putting a monorail into the separate sections. I definitely want to use the ferries. I think it would be really cool, especially when we've got an industry areas over here, to have a ferry stop here, just going through these little nooks and crannies. We could probably do with a bus service going through the residential area. That would be pretty cool. After that, I think anything after that's pretty overkill. We could look into stuff like metro, but we'll deal with that once we're up to the high density stuff. All of that can be retrofitted to this, whereas this core structure, this core infrastructure that you're seeing right now is the solid base that we've been making for the last 3 episodes. Yep, happy with that. Just making sure that our needs are being fulfilled right now. You'll see the trams, that's a lot of trams. The reason there are so many trams, yeah, 15. 15 is far too many. Let's drop it right down to 6. The reason it's chosen so many is because of how long the line is. I did contemplate about having one line here that's going up and down, and then one line here that's going up and down. I decided not to do that because this middle lane here, this middle road here, is going to get extremely busy with all of the traffic, as well as all of those, double the amount of trams that would necessarily be going through. So I decided against that. We can always change this later on. The point is we've got the infrastructure there to do what we want. When we start getting high density stuff in here, we can then start making judgment calls about what we need, if we need buses, etc, etc. So in the meantime, let's drop that down. Let's leave those to unbunch and then we'll go check those out later. Right now, we've got some industry going in. We've got plenty of room to expand each way. Plenty of room. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Even with all that infrastructure, we're still making money, which is good. Let's speed up the simulation so that we can get some more people in and get some more needs going. Right, shall we make the park? I think we should make a park. Now we can either go symmetrical or we can go like a meandering path. My preference right now, I think, is a meandering path. We could also put in some side gates. I think that would be pretty cool. I like that idea. Cafe by the water, I think that's a pretty neat idea. Quite a view you'd have there. I think we'll have the restrooms near it as well. I think that's only fair. And then park info booth, let's have that at the entrance, right at the main gate. Anything else? What I like to do, and this is just the way I play it, is because you need a certain amount of entertainment value that's going on here, what I like to do is get in all of the entertainment things that I need to get to the maximum level. Once I've got those number of buildings that I know I can work with, after that I'll then go back over the park and make it look pretty with benches, with flowers, with trees, that kind of thing, once we've got all of the buildings that we know we need in to get to the 5 stars. So for the moment it'll look a little bare. I'm not too fussed about that. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's have a look at this. Okay, got people using it, which is great. The amount of car trips this is going to save is going to be really awesome. That's a lot of people waiting there. I think we are going to need other forms of public transport, but for the moment, that'll do. You can already visibly see that less cars on the roads. And it means when we start to upgrade to high density, we'll have some infrastructure. We'll just need a bit more, I would imagine. Keeping an eye on bits like this. So this is looking pretty busy. We'll probably have to go through and remove some of these pedestrian crossings. And then in the real hot spots, like over here by the roundabout, have overpasses or underpasses, just so that people aren't walking across the main bit of traffic. For the moment it's fine, I'm not going to bother right now. It's looking really good. We can probably speed up the simulation so that we can get more needs and start to expand out towards these areas that we've just created. Looks like our water and sewage is going to need upgrading, so let's have a quick look into that. While we're at it, we said we'd move this, so let's move this. I'm going to pause temporarily because it's going to have an absolute fit at me otherwise. And we do have a little bit of need, so we do have a large pumping station. So let's straight up just remove that, pop in a large one and hook it up. You saw that I took the opportunity there just to remove some of... Oh, it did not like that for whatever reason. I'm going to move this. Watching to see if it does it again. Definitely just had a funny 5 minutes. Since moving it, it's fine. Yeah, since moving it, it's fine. I'm very much seeing this over here as a big residential area. Let's pop in the next set of buildings for this park. This is what I was talking about how I like to place all of the buildings, then we can start looking into making it look as pretty as possible. Keeping an eye on what the current entertainment value is and what they need. So I need 5 more. Let's pop in, as we're next to the water, let's pop in some piers. Whoa, that's funny. It does not like that. Okay, what I'll do then is I'll get it as close as I can without messing it up too much. And I'll do the same over here. Plenty of entertainment for the next level, just waiting for visitors, as we want to make some money out of this. We're making quite a lot of money out of this already, but I think we can whack this up, just because why not? Sudden money jump since doing that, since making the park, always nice. Now, we said we wanted to make some industry down here. Let's expand the city across this way. We'll expand the city this way, and then we can start popping some industry actually down and in here. Generally, I don't like putting it on the main road. I will this time, and we'll keep an eye on it. We might have to move this later on. Just gonna move some residents away from here. I think it'll be a bad idea having them too close, so like that many maybe, and we'll fill that in with commercial. That's probably too much industry in one go actually, so if you oversaturate any of your needs, the city tends to have a bit of a hissy fit. It really doesn't like it. I think we should probably call it there. The city is looking once again absolutely fantastic. The motorway or the highway has been straightened out. We've got a nice junction. We've got lots of people moving in. We've got a nice park. We've put in our extra areas down here. It really is coming along nicely. Soon, and very soon, we are going to be, in fact, momentarily, we are going to be able to do high density, and I'm absolutely going to be utilizing that. This is the heart of the city. I'm expecting this to be the most built up area, and that is why we've put all the infrastructure that we have in. Next episode, I'm imagining high density, probably some more public transport, expanding our industry area, most likely utilizing the cargo port and the cargo train station. Definitely down here. We'll put a slip road on and off. I think we'll also start on the oil industry next time. So yeah, join us next time whilst we do all of that. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you've got any feedback for me, please, I've only just started, so like, subscribe, comment below, you know all the usual stuff. See you later. Bye.